Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, August 21st. It's the memorial of Pope St. Pius X. And I thought I would get back to doing kind of a saint of the day thing because he has some interesting facts about his papacy, but also, too, he was a pretty important liturgical reformer. And so, as a liturgist, that is something that's always of interest. Just a reminder that we do have our normal weekend schedule coming up this weekend. Here at St. John the Baptist, there'll be confessions tomorrow starting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and then going till 4:15 and then followed by Mass at 4:30. On Sunday, there's confessions at St. Michael's beginning at 8 a.m. and going until 8:30 in the back of the church. And then we have Mass at 8:45 in the morning. And then on Sunday, there is Mass at St. John the Baptist at 10:30 in the morning. So that's our normal weekend schedule coming up. But as I mentioned, today's the memorial of Pope St. Pius X. He was the Pope from 1903 to 1914, so just over 100 years ago. And he was instrumental in liturgical reform, things in Christ. Maybe one of the more far-reaching reforms that he did was he lowered the age for the reception of First Holy Communion to what we call the age of reason. It's usually right around 7. So, as most of us have probably experienced, around second grade, we made our first communion. Prior to that, that's not when it would have followed confirmation. So, kind of what we do here in our diocese, and many dioceses do and have done for decades now, is that you're baptized as an infant. In second grade, you celebrate first reconciliation and then first communion, and then sometime around maybe 7th, 8th, ninth grade, you receive confirmation. That order that we Pope St. Pius X. And the story that I've heard is that he was visiting, I think, a boy professed great faith in the Eucharist and understood the real presence and everything like that. And so Pope St. Pius around the time that we do now. He also, too, encouraged frequent reception of the Eucharist. That's something that we're probably kind of used to, again, right now. Many people wouldn't go to communion unless they had gone to confession, either like kind of the night before or right before Mass. And even, too, sometimes in parishes that had multiple people would be going, and then those were the only people who would receive communion. So since people were not receiving the Eucharist kind of as often as the Pope thought that they should, that he was encouraging of more frequent reception of Holy Communion. And then also, too, his other, maybe I shouldn't say his only other, but another one of his notable accomplishments or things that was a lot of different things, and it's more of a philosophy maybe than just a certain belief that you can pinpoint, like some other ones who did not believe in the divinity of Jesus or something like that. Those kind of heresies are a little bit easier to define. This one is a little bit tougher to do, but it really kind of the modernist heresy really denies kind of supernatural revelation. I won't say, maybe not revelation, but kind of the supernatural aspect of knowledge, kind of those revealed truths, those dogmas having their basis in God's revelation. And it tends to be more towards the subjective, which that's very prevalent in just modern thought in our society, that objective truth is very difficult to make an argument for, that most people believe that. And if those are different, well, that's just the way it is. So modernist heresy really kind of, I think, elevated humanity to equal to God in a way. And so he, like I said, Pope St. Pius X condemned the modernist heresy. So in a way, that condemnation still continues with us today. So that's a little bit about Pope St. Pius X, whose motto was to restore all things in Christ. That's a great motto, to follow those enduring truths that God has shown to us and gives to us through the church. So I hope everyone has